Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc Blind. Last time, we were doing this.
How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us...
Where's the bottle of poison should have been when it broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, it should have been on section A of the shelf.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab.
Interesting.
Meanwhile,
I had not
the protein
put this.
can we found at the crime scene was planted.
Oh, granted, I couldn't have because that piece of evidence didn't get introduced until just now.
That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
They're all loaded questions.
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Because the glass got under it.
Me?
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Yep. It's the glass under the protein. The empty protein.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in...
Just to make sure it says what I think it says. Yeah, okay, that is the one I want.
my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room.
Boom.
No, that's wrong.
Well, I didn't have much time on that one. It's because it's so short.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken.
Absolutely.
So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right
Yeah,
out of the
give them
gate.
away, get rid of an excuse.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched. And as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison
Interesting,
returned
okay.
to the chem lab.
I can dig it.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what
Hina's
it
trying to
was.
protect her from...
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
So Sakura set up a situation where she would kill herself and implicate someone else in order to get heat. That doesn't make sense.
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Because everything would get easier if Sakura were dead.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Wow.
Before we get to that, we need to
Well,
clarify.
guys, hurry up.
one
I've got to
other
stream in
thing.
like 30 minutes.
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
I got it!
Yeah.
I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Yeah, she went to section C. Oh, goddamn, another one of these? Hate these.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it.
Yep, on the paddle on her foot.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina.
All
but
right,
Sakura.
I can dig it.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
Nope.
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
Interesting. Ironically, I started out with this, and this is why you can select dead people.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
Certainly looks that way.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because, of course...
I got it!
Mm-hmm.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
Because in Japan, I think...
When they found her body, you stayed right there near the door.
Yeah, I think in Japan, killing yourself is like a big deal.
Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I kind of picked up on that too. I just had the wrong reason for it.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the
Okay,
footprints
yep.
make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
Yep. Guys, I gotta hurry.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no.
We still have to make our comic book.
You're right. We have to end this properly.
Okay, let's do this. So, Sakura put... They read it, and there should be one with Byakuya reading it. I mean, that's her reading it again. There should be one... There's not one with Byakuya reading it? Oh, it just didn't start at the beginning. In Act 2, she went in there. And I think I saw her slip into the locker. There's not another one with the locker, is there? Act 3, she's looking through it out there. He comes in. They give her candy. He gets freaked out. He smashes her. That's the queen bottle. I don't see one for him getting smashed in the back of the head. Okay, no, that's the queen bottle. That comes out. He looks at that, writes Toko in there, and runs for it. She's in the locker. She comes out, looks at that, puts it in upside down. Is there one with it being upside down? Yeah, there is. Then she grabs that one and smashes it so the queen comes out. She stands over it. She sweeps that up, runs off. Sakura gets up. Well, she doesn't drink it and then drink it. She grabs the poison, drinks it. We see her through the window. Interesting, we're saying Hina's the culprit, which I'm a little annoyed about. Kim, A2 is the protein. She grabs that, goes out the door. I mean, that's that. You can't have the exact same one twice. Well, you're not going to drink it either. That can't be it. Is it not that one? It may be, this may be here. Bum. She puts that there, and then yeah, this is probably here. She looks at it. Let's try it.
The killer is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up
Alright,
his
good
crime.
deal, good deal.
He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, She watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her.
And somehow managed to hit almost the exact same place, which seems a little convenient.
This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath.
I still don't understand why she would do that.
Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion.
Because they were pissed off and wanted everyone dead?
And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case.
Wow.
Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
What? Why?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you...
Because I'm smarter than you are, Byakuya.
How did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
I'm sorry, man. Some of us grew up the hard life and had to figure it out for ourselves. Not all of us were pampered. No, I'm kidding. I like Byakuya. I think he's an awesome character, but I can't help rubbing his nose in a little bit.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
That's why he was getting so flustered. Because we were starting to say things that he didn't understand. And he hates that. Man, I'm doing better and better at these.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Well, how do we vote when it's the person themselves that did it?
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast...
Are we going to execute a corpse now? Can't you get off my hat?
So, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
No one's even going to ask how we do this? I mean, are we going to have to vote for Hina? Because Hina didn't actually kill her. Okay, good. I was gonna say, I don't quite get how this will work. How's the little thing going to look when Sakura's corpse is shredded away?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right! When I killed Sakura was Sakura herself!
My entire existence!
Alright, we're done here.
What did you say?
So, that's the whole truth, huh? There's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why'd you try— Yeah, exactly! If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet you— Why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there!
What is
Well,
this?
because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because you all pushed her in a corner. You all killed her. So, that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean... You're gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. And we have to pay for our crimes. For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Well, then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, you don't need to worry about me, I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this, it's my fault. And now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
Tried to protect me, but because of me, my closest friend got hurt. Sakura? Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But,
Talk about what? Listen, don't do that. If they gang up on you all at once, even you... Please, don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura? She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
You trample all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. That was just a misunderstanding. Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her. Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's just what their suicide note means. Instead of waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Hina.
You came. Wait, right, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. Which is confusing, I thought they all knew each other beforehand in some weird way that no one knows. Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for, and when I got there, I saw the powder. And I realized, saw someone that had taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. Until I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Open the door!
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had a weakness just like any other person. She got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness, that's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and suffered for it, and that just added to the weight she had to carry. I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her, all of us. We pushed her in a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us, and I wanted to free her from her regrets. But even that got found out, and in the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her.
Hey!
Sorry to interrupt, we're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
Everything you said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your opinion of her suicide note meant?
What are you saying?
Well, of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words,
What I'm really trying to say is...
yes, indeed.
Don't you think the entire foundation's a little shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
Suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already... Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. This is the one that's just a Hina and put in her room. What? Then... You lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. Just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well, now,
Can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. Didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence that affect the outcome of the class trial? Case was laid out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? It's all part of the production process. Okay, and scene cut!
And?
So what did you write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonious narrator voice. But you know, haven't you ever been curious as to the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
Isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is so final, you know? You never hear the rest of their story. Truth is lost to darkness, and he gives you the willies.
Enough already.
Could you just get on with it, please?
Yes,
Alright, jeez, talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it to you like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo. My family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. Because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. Mastermind told me to hold off, wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So, that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because that is trying to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to you all led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic. Or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get the situation under control. To fulfill that obligation, so I have to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do what I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
The Mastermind demands that I kill someone, and that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura she didn't die hating us?
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting to protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That is why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. Sacrificed so much. No normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try and stop me. I am really, truly sorry, but please, don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that is enough for me. That is the path I have chosen. It is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring a class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry that I have to ask you to do something like that. It is unpleasant, but I leave the rest to you. Please talk to Bayaka, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully, they will see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
Okay, guys, I really have to go. My stream starts in like a minute. So I will continue from here next time. God dang it, these trials take forever. I really thought when I had 2.5 freaking hours, I would finish the trial before my stream started. Game, calm down with the trials. Jesus.